Not only are we bringing Mi 8 Pro to the UK, but this is going to be the global debut of the Mi 8 Pro, the first country outside of China that we're launching this, here today in London, in the UK. So Mi 8 Pro is the evolution of the 2018 Xiaomi flagship. And if one line really reflects Mi 8 Pro, it's this: see beyond the future. What does that mean? What does it mean? What does it mean to see beyond the future? Well, let's dive right in. I would say perhaps the most unique thing about the Mi 8 Pro is its design. It's absolutely stunning. So let's start there. We've created this really amazing product video, which I'd like to show everyone now. What does everyone think? Did you guys like it? Yeah. All right, let's dive in. So Mi 8 Pro, it's a pretty intense video because it's a pretty intense product. You can see right away, probably one of the first things you noticed was the transparent back. Now, we've used this very cool advanced smoking process, which adds a titanium coloring to the glass. Let me show you what I mean. So it's a transparent titanium coloring here. It's pretty cool, huh? Is it cool? So the transparent rear is definitely core to the entire design of the phone. But more than just being cool, we've also made a lot of other special design choices. So let me dive in here. You can see we have some red accents here on the button, on the camera, which adds a really powerful and premium feel to this phone. You guys can take as many pictures as you want. No worries. And under the glass, we have some very extremely detailed ornamental pieces in the interior. All of these mean something. You can see here the dual camera, 1.4 microns. We'll talk about this later as well. We also have some other Easter eggs, like this one here. 132 DDEO. Any guesses what that means? Okay, this might be a little bit out there. So for those of you who are into hexadecimal, this is the hexadecimal representation for the launch date for Mi 1, which was in August 2011. This is the kind of company we are. We like to put in these very interesting technical details. Other details, like this ornamental carbon wrap on top of the battery. Or if we scroll up a little bit, does anyone know what this piece is? Oh, it says it on the screen. I was focused on the part on the right. This is the NFC module. And you can also see here, we have our slogan, innovation for everyone, which Xiang talked about earlier. We also have this in Corning Gorilla Glass 5, making it very resistant to wear and tear. We've also curved it on 4 different sides, which is quite a difficult process. And if you look at it from the bottom to the top, you can see how it arcs very gently. This is so that it's very easy to hold directly in your hand. And of course, guarding the entire super slim profile, we have this aluminum frame. ultra slim body. This aluminum actually is very similar to the alloys that are used in aerospace equipment, which makes this very tough. But I wouldn't recommend taking it out into outer space either. That would be a bit intense. So you can see the rear is incredibly unique. There's been a lot of companies throughout the years that have tried this rear transparent case. But I personally think that Mi 8 Pro might be the best take on this design so far. Yeah, it's just pretty unique. Quite stunning. So Mi 8 Pro is a milestone product, and that's why we think it's perfect for our UK entry here today, at a global debut here in London. So now to the front of the Mi 8 Pro. So we have a custom 6.21-inch AMOLED display. What's this good for? Well, the front also uses Corning Gorilla Glass 5, making it equally resistant to wear and tear. And it has always-on display support. What does that mean? It means it's highly convenient to access all of your notifications and all your apps. And of course, it's pitch black on an absolutely black background. We also have a pressure-sensitive in-display fingerprint sensor. As Xiang mentioned earlier, the Mi 8 series was the world's first series to bring this technology to the market. And it's one of the very first phones with this technology here in the UK now. So what does this do? This is made by one of the world's leading biometrics companies called Synaptics. And the fingerprint sensor is remarkably advanced. It's very, very thin and prevents any design compromises. So if you just watch here on the right, so the little solid turquoise entry here, you tap it, and right away, phone unlocks. It's really useful when your phone is just lying there, you want to check your notifications, just tap your thumb on the screen. Alternatively, if you want to do face unlock, we also have that capability. You can see right here, we have an infrared facial unlock, which works even in the dark. And this is going to be available via OTA. So compared to other popular flagships here in the UK, you can directly compare Mi 8 Pro, I won't read the names, but to some other phones in the market. And you can see Mi 8 Pro gives you more freedom in terms of different ways you want to unlock your phone. You can use the face unlock or the fingerprint sensor. So you can see from the top to the bottom, there's just a ton of technology in Mi 8 Pro. In-screen fingerprint sensor, 6.21-inch custom AMOLED, infrared facial unlock, many, many other details that we're going to go through. So let's go through what's one of my favorite sections always, which is the camera, right? We all use our smartphones to take lots of pictures and videos nowadays. And Mi 8 Pro is one of the world's best cameras, period. Let's take a look. So Sony and Samsung are two of the world's leading camera sensor producers, if not the top. So we've chose two 12-megapixel sensors. For the primary sensor, wide angle here, 12-megapixel Sony IMX363. And then we also have the 12-megapixel Samsung sensor. Clear choice for a flagship phone. And on the primary sensor, we have these massive 1.4 micron size pixels. What does this mean? Well, the larger the pixel, as you can see on the right, the larger the light intake and the surface area. In fact, it's 25% more than even some flagships out there. We won't name those names either. And you get brighter and more expressive photos. We also have this very cool feature called dual pixel autofocus. What this does is it splits each diode into two for the purpose of focusing even more quickly. Let me show you a very cool video. You can see it in action here. So on the right here, we have the Mi 8 Pro. On the left, we have another phone. And you can see as soon as the robot moves, it focuses right away, whereas this one takes a bit longer. Let's take a look at another angle here. This, by the way, is a 9-bot scooter, very highly recommended. And this is our robot builder. As soon as the robot builder gets out of the way, Mi 8 Pro focuses. And you can see the other phone just takes a little bit longer. Pretty cool, huh? So one of the benefits of this is whenever you're trying to take a photo, you can focus that much more quickly, even faster than other premium flagship phones. And it means less shots that are ruined by improperly focused points. And we've also paired this with 4-axis optical image stabilization. So when you combine these, it really compensates for the movement when you're taking photos or videos. So you don't have to worry about getting good shots. And of course, a great camera goes beyond just great hardware. It's important to have a large amount of testing and tuning of the software. And that's why we recently set up the Xiaomi Camera Laboratory, where we subject both the hardware and the software to a huge amount of testing. Let me just show you some scenarios here. This is actually a very cool laboratory. Highly recommend you all come visit it if you ever come here to Beijing as well. So we include tests like image quality tuning, low light tuning, distortion, light sensitivity, dynamic range, tonal range, so on and so forth. And